So last time we started to have a look at the slides on the Anthropocene. So they are on the website, so you can download them. Maybe you already did it. And so we talk about the Anthropocene, the fact that we might have been entered a new epoch. A new epoch, and the reason is that humans are now able to change and affect the biogeological climate of Earth. And so there is some debate. And so we talk about how important are fossil fuels today, and please have a look at this video. We had a look yesterday, no? But at the same time, what does economic theory say? If you read this paper by an important economist, now you see environmental natural resources constraints did not turn the historical growth process into stagnation. Instead, accumulation of human knowledge allowed the economy to expand within the fixed physical system of the Earth. Now, this is what you can find in papers and books about growth. Man continually creates new knowledge to derive more value from a given amount of physical resources. I added the emphasis. So what first problems? Now, there is an important bias. This guy is inferring the future from the past. And this is really wrong. Something has happened yesterday, okay? But this doesn't imply that it will happen also tomorrow. And actually, you know that in economics there was a big revolution, the rational expectations revolution. Have you heard about that? The rational expectation, it says that it's about inflation, about how the expectations about inflations are formed. And the Keynesians were strongly criticized by Lucas for assuming that the individuals make prediction on the prices, on the inflation, based only on previous experience. Actually, we need to use all the information that we have today, and not only to think of the past. So remember, don't make this mistake. You cannot infer the future from the past. Okay, yesterday it was a sunny day, so today it will be Sunday. Okay, and this is very strange, no? That an economist who were exposed to rational expectation, revolution, and so on, says, okay, we always had some growth, so we will have it again in the future. But also, why this sentence is really wrong? Where is the catch in this sentence? Come on. There is a confusion. So you read this, oh, okay. Why is this sentence wrong? It's not true, the description of what happened. Now, these economists assume that we have used the same amount of physical resources, no? Continually creates new knowledge to derive more value from a given amount of physical resources. This was not true at all, because energy has increased exponentially. A bit slower than GDP, but it has increased a lot. So it is not true that allow the economy to expand within the fixed system, physical system of the Earth. So theoretically, we have a given amount of resources, okay? So availability. but we have used more and more and more. We have used a growing quantity of energy. And this is why it's so difficult. And also, if you read Aghian Howitt, this is a Bible of economic growth. If it had not been for resource-saving innovation, it is unlikely that our final planet could have supported expansion and material welfare. So economists assume, don't, overlook or overestimate the contribution of fossil fuel to our growth. Bob Ayres was the one who invented somehow the industrial ecology, and the economic growth engine was driven by energy, no? Economic growth. So, okay, it's true. The engine was a human intelligence, right? Human ingenuity, our ability to innovate and to invent and to adopt the invention. That's fine. Okay, we were great. But at the same time, the fuel was fossil fuel, which is a stock. We have a huge amount of energy available in one instant by burning fossil fuels, but also, and this is related to your comment about greenhouse gases and energy. Even if we have a lot of clean energy, we can have a huge impact on the environment because we can move matter, we can extract materials, and so, of course, we will not have an impact on the climate, which is very important, but at the same time, we can exhaust water, we can pollute, and so on. And so those are, this is what happened. Let's do it better if you go again on our working data, and you have a look at the global primary energy consumption by sources, and this is what it happened. Okay, it's not within a given amount of resources. No, this is terawatt-hour consumption per capita. No, sorry, total global primary energy consumption by source. And this is really impressive, isn't it? Those one are the traditional biomass. This is coal. And you can see coal, the use of coal has a bit stabilized. Then here you have oil. Oil has increased, maybe here not so quickly, but still increasing. Natural gas. No, okay, we've substituted coal with oil, and then oil with natural gas. And then look, and then we have hydropower, the blue one, which is rather based on dam and so on. And then you have the renewables. As you can see, renewables are drops in an ocean. So this is why, no? It's okay. Well, let's assume that greenhouse gases reduces. This means that we should replace most of those quantities, natural gas, oil, and coal. And so as you can see, the only solution is to curb energy consumption. So if you look at what happened before globalization, 2000, it was 120,000 terawatt hour. And with a few days, a few years, it has increased by 50%, because today is more or less 180,000. So how can we imagine? Yes, please.
We don't have to cut energy consumption. I mean, since 1900,
yeah.
We didn't cut energy consumption.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
But we still cut the percentage of not renewable energies.
Yeah.
By, I don't know, from 100% in
Yeah.
1900, for
Yeah.
example, to
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
5, 6
Yeah.
in 2022. So it's not a lot, but it's still less than before.
Yes, definitely.
Percentages.
But I would disagree with that because we are going population, like, and a growing consumption in general of products and services, the total amount will still increase as long as we do not, like,
Yeah.
our consumption.
But the issue is how can I substitute this huge amount of fossil fuels with renewables? So again, the percentage, in this case, it is important the total amount of energy, and most of energy is fossil fuels. So there is a long way ahead before reducing, before moving towards an economy which is based on renewables. So we must be aware that our economy, despite the progress in renewable energy, we have seen a few days ago, Friday, that true, we have huge investment on renewables. Renewables are experiencing huge growth. Okay? So this is true, but those progresses are adding energy, are not substituting fossil fuels. All the renewables goes to add our total energy consumption. And this is puzzling, because we have to think about how to reduce the amount of coal, oil, and natural gas. And being aware that they have different qualities and way to produce. And of course, electrification is important. Of course, the picture of Europe is a bit different from that. But at the same time, we import a lot of products from abroad, from countries where the fossil fuels are used very heavily. Now, it's just to tell that we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware that today our fossil fuel consumption is still huge. And still that the renewables are important, but their contribution is rather small, and then that it's very dangerous that they keep on just adding the total energy consumption. And what is the issue is that we might and we can drastically cut those energy consumption if we would be willing to reduce waste, energy waste. We have a huge amount of energy waste in our society, thanks just to fast fashion. Fast fashion generates a huge energy waste. Do we need fast fashion? Do we need products that last have a very short lifetime? Do we really need for our happiness? And so we can drastically cut. I mean, I'm not saying without any losses in our well-being. And so this is a great acceleration, and this is what occurred now after the Second World War. You can see the great acceleration, which was good for welfare, for well-being. But at the same time, many non-communicable diseases increased a lot, and so on. And so this is a very nice book by two historians of the environment, and there is also a film, and it is clear, we don't need to read that, because it is clear from the previous picture that we had a great acceleration. Huh? And actually, you can have a look at any picture. McDonald's restaurant. Anything is increasing at exponential pace. Urban population, paper consumption, water use, fertilizer consumption, damming of rivers, foreign direct investment. And so this is called, this is materials. This is very nice, and we can have a look at this together. They are called hockey stick. And we can have a look at that together, and then we can move to the conclude to the other presentation. But also the issue is, which is very important, that we think that we can, that we are a danger for the planet, but the opposite is true. We are a danger for ourselves, because the planet, doesn't care about humans. No, there will be new equilibria without humans, and we will become soon extinct. But the planet doesn't care of us. No, and this is also very important. And just to tell that many people say, okay, this is not Anthropocene, but it's Anthropocene under capitalism, under a special type of capitalism. Okay, and then in the next class we will talk about different approaches to tackle climate change. And so let's have a look at the hockey stick movie film.